Spring is here, and you can now get almost anything you need for your sunny days delivered with Uber Eats. What do we mean by almost? Well, you can't get a well-groomed lawn delivered, but you can get a chicken parmesan delivered. A cabana? That's a no. But a banana? That's a yes. A nice tan? Sorry, nope. But a box fan? Happily, yes. A day of sunshine? No. A box of fine wines? Yes. Uber Eats can definitely get you that. Get almost anything delivered with Uber Eats. Order now. Alcohol in select markets. Product availability may vary by region. See app for details.
It's only a kick, a jump, a block. It's only a serve. It's only a tackle, a run. It's only for the fans. After all, it's only pressure. You got this. Adidas.
Hola.
Hello, this call is being translated.
Abuela, listen to what my phone can do.
Abuela, escucha lo que mi teléfono puede hacer.
Wow. Ahora dime sobre tu novia nueva.
Wow, now tell me about this new girlfriend.
Huh?
Tú sabes lo que dije.
You know what I said.
Language is no longer a barrier thanks to Live Translate with Galaxy AI on Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. Learn more at Samsung.com. Samsung account login required. Calls must be made using the native Samsung dialer.
Life is a highway, and on it there will be many chicken sandwiches. But there's only one McCrispy. So go ahead and hit the turn signal if you know about this juicy gem of a detour.
Welcome back, Ram fans. This is Rams Up, your favorite LA Rams podcast. We are proud members of the Fans First Sports Network. That's fansfirstsports.com. You can also follow us on YouTube. Our channel is at LA Rams Up. I'm your host, Mark. You'll hear from my co-host, Tom, on occasion as well. Hey, we're not Rams insiders. We're just longtime fans who love talking about our Los Angeles Rams. Let's get to it. Hey everybody, Mark from Rams Up here, and I am starting a new thing. I've been trying to do this for quite a while, interviewing Ram fans from across the country, and in this case, across North America. I have with me today Ernesto Salgado. How are you doing this morning, Ernesto?
Hi, Mark. How are you?
Yeah. And tell everybody where you're from, where are you right now?
Okay, I'm a gastrointestinal surgeon that lives in Puebla, Mexico. Puebla, Mexico, it's a city it's 120 kilometers away from Mexico City. We are in the center of the country, and it's the fourth biggest city in Mexico.
So is it part of the municipality, or is it separate from Mexico City then?
It's a separate thing. We are in another state.
Oh, okay. I did pull it up on a map and I couldn't quite tell. It drew a giant circle around Mexico City with Puebla kind of off to the right, maybe south, and let me think, southeast of the city center?
Yes, that's
yeah, it. Okay. And where did you grow up? Are you have you been in Puebla your whole life, or?
Yes. I grew up here. I did some of my professional studies. As I said, I'm a surgeon, so I did my medical career mostly in Mexico City, and then I did some stuff in the United States. I went to do robotic surgery in Houston, Texas, and a lot of fellowships in nearby Pittsburgh and other parts of the United States.
Have you ever been to California?
Yes, I've been to California for a Congress and for a Rams for two-time Rams game.
Oh, awesome! Was that back in the Coliseum days or at SoFi?
Okay, let me tell you a story. I had tickets for the game that was supposed to be played in Mexico City for the Rams Chiefs game. I had tickets for that, but Shakira, she made a great concert there, and the Azteca Stadium, was ruined. The turf was ruined for the concert, so they canceled that game. That really hurt. So I bought tickets to see that game, to go see that game at the Coliseum. That's my only game there that I
And
went to
that's
see.
the
And
greatest game ever played.
yep,
Right, 55 to 51, I think it was.
54 to 51.
54 to, I was close. That's funny because I have a friend of mine whose son just started playing flag football, and he's a Charger fan. So just to poke him a little bit, I sent him, they lost their championship game yesterday, and I sent him a link to the Rams Chiefs game. And I said, hey, this will get him pumped up again. Just watch the greatest game ever played. And that was a doozy. You were at that game, huh?
I was at that game. Yep.
Oh, wow. I'm jealous now. And what was the other game you went to? I left out Anaheim. They were in Anaheim for a while. So was it the Coliseum as well? Anaheim, St. Louis? Where was the other game?
Okay. My first Rams game, was at the St. Louis at the Edward James. Okay, I went around 2008 to see a Rams game. I was Sam Bradford the quarterback, and I got to see the good times of Steven Jackson. They lost that game to the Redskins, and then I stopped seeing some Rams game until I had the opportunity to go to the Coliseum, and then I had so much fun, so I decided to go to a Rams game once a year. So the season that the Rams won the Super Bowl, I went to Houston. I was at Houston there, and I went to see the game against the Texans. That was Robert Woods' last game.
Oh yeah.
The next week he got hurt. So he got an ACL injury.
Oh, right.
So I was at that game also. And that was the year they won the Super Bowl. And
right.
The year after that, I wanted to take my family to the SoFi Stadium. So we went to see for around Halloween. Yes, it was the Halloween weekend. So we went to see against the Niners. That was Christian McCaffrey's first game as a Niner, and I was at that game also.
That's really impressive. And when you were talking about going to St. Louis, I was waiting for you to say the Panthers game. And that my son and I flew out for the Rams Panthers game. I don't know if it was that year. It was the game that they retired Isaac Bruce's jersey. So it might have been the same year. I have to look that up. Man, you've done a good job getting to games. Now, how did you become a Rams fan in the first place?
Okay, 1979. A lot of years ago. I was just a little 10-year-old, and I saw the game. I saw the game. They lost to the Steelers, the Super Bowl. They lost to the Steelers, and that's why I got enamored with the Rams. And ever since, I've been a Rams fan since then. Since then, I was a big Vince Ferragamo fan.
The 1970s version of the Rams was, a lot of people don't realize how good and how consistent they were. They just couldn't get over the hump until that year they finally got to the Super Bowl, and man, they should have won that game. They had it.
In the third quarter, they were winning.
Right. I have to ask you, before I get to one of my questions, you had to live through those dark days, but then the greatest show on turf, that must have been really exciting.
Okay, it was, but I was a surgical resident there, so I didn't have too much time I was in training.
Priorities, Ernesto, priorities.
So I watched the Super Bowl. I watched them win that Mike Jones tackle with six seconds to go, and awesome. That was a great time for me. I really enjoy that. And then the dark times of the demise of the greatest show on turf was really painful to watch.
Yeah, and that's why one of the reasons I talk about this way too much, but Steven Jackson will always be, he might be my favorite Ram of all time because of he's incredible, and he's an incredible person too, and how he performed under those circumstances is incredible, and he doesn't get the credit for it. They always want to elevate the guys that are on very good teams, perform well, and win playoff games and get to the Super Bowl. And then there's guys like Steven Jackson that just did all the work, the same amount of work, the same type of production, just an incredible running back. And everybody some people don't even know who he is. When he got traded to or signed with the Falcons, however he ended up with the Falcons, I was talking to a Falcon fan and he barely even knew who this number 39 was. Crazy.
The definition of a workhorse.
Yeah, right.
The Rams in that decade, they had only two players. It was Steven Jackson and Mark Bulger.
Yeah, Bulger was good, and he didn't have a lot to work with there. And finally, they finally clawed their way back. Really not until Sean McVay came around, but good times again if you're a Rams. This is a really exciting time. We're already starting to get spoiled. We have one down year and a year where we lose in the wild card round, and we're just not satisfied. But that's good. I remember sitting watching back in the days, the Jeff Fisher days, where, if we converted a 3rd and 9, we were jumping out of our shoes because it just didn't happen very often. And now with this Sean McVay offense and what they've got going now, it's just good times in LA.
The year where Steve Spagnuolo was our coach, we won only one game.
I know.
That was dreadful season.
Yeah, and who was the I can't even remember his name. Scott,
Linehan.
He's still Linehan, and I was excited when they hired him because I wanted them to go offense minded. But hey, some guys stick to coordinating, and that's what Spagnuolo's done. He's a great coordinator with the Chiefs. Linehan's bounced around, got it done as an offensive coordinator. So, just head coaching is a different deal, though. I wanted to ask you, it comes up occasionally, and it might be relevant to you or maybe not, but you got to be a little bit of a Tom Fears fan. Are you familiar? Do you remember Tom Fears? I don't remember, but you know of him, right? He was the first Mexican-born player ever drafted in the NFL by the Rams out of UCLA of all places. I happen to know this because I've been doing some research for a pod I'm doing on the greatest Rams ever and such, and he's got to be included, of course.
Okay, I also remember a kicker, Frank Corral.
Oh, right, he was out of UCLA too.
Yeah, and a kicker and Mexican.
Right. Oh, right. Yeah, there's been a few. So, was he born in Mexico or was he?
I don't remember.
Hispanic and Mexican, Latino?
Yes.
Okay.
Latino, yes.
Yeah. I know Fears was the first Mexican-born. I don't know if there's been more since then. It probably has. Could be Corral. I'll have to look that up.
Hola.
Hello, this call is being translated.
Abuela, listen to what my phone can do.
Abuela, escucha lo que mi teléfono puede hacer.
Wow. Ahora dime sobre tu novia nueva.
Wow, now tell me about this new girlfriend.
Huh?
Tú sabes lo que dije.
You know what I said.
Language is no longer a barrier thanks to Live Translate with Galaxy AI on Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. Learn more at Samsung.com. Samsung account login required. Calls must be made using the native Samsung dialer.
Spring is a time of renewal, so why not refresh your home with a little help from Blinds.com? Blinds.com invented a better way to shop for custom window treatments. There's no pushy salespeople in your home or inflated showroom prices. Free samples, free shipping, and our 100% satisfaction guarantee can put the spring back into your step and into your home, too. Shop Blinds.com now and save up to 45%. Up to 45% off at Blinds.com. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Life is a highway, and on it there will be many chicken sandwiches. But there's only one McCrispy. So go ahead and hit the turn signal if you know about this juicy gem of a detour.
Since 1979, TireRack.com has been helping people find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. They sell only the best, like the full line of hand-cooked tires. Test results, ratings, and reviews are there to assist. Or try the Tire Decision Guide to get a personalized tire recommendation. Tires ship fast and free to you or to one of over 10,000 recommended installers. In many areas, they offer mobile tire installation. Shop hand-cooked tires at TireRack.com.
When Sweet Tarts dared to combine sweet and tart, they thought, why stop there? Why not create other exciting and unexpected combinations, like rainbows and ropes, or fruity and gummy, or chewy and more chewy? That's why they created fun treats like Sweet Tarts Twisted Rainbow Ropes, Gummies Fruity Splits, and Chewy Fusions. When you dare to combine, it's sure to blow your mind. Sweet Tarts, dare to combine. Visit sweettartscandy.com to shop now.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Not in the Rams, but at that time where our kicker was Frank Corral. In the Cowboys, there was Rafael Setien.
Right. Yeah, there have been a few kickers from Mexico, that's for sure. I'll have to do some research on that too. The names of them are escaping me, but I know there have been a few.
Raúl Alegre.
Oh, there's one. Okay, you got the list ready for me.
He won a Super Bowl with the Giants, and now he's a commentator here in ESPN for Latin America. He's a commentator for ESPN here in we watch the games he's commentating on.
That's what that was going to be one of my questions as well. I asked you about Tom Fears. I asked you where you live and how you became a Rams fan. How difficult is it to watch Ram games down there?
How difficult? How
expensive is it, I should say?
Well, it wasn't expensive. Before the Sunday ticket, it was hard to see them because they went through years where they were not in prime time. So to see one game of them was very hard. Here in Mexico, the fan base, the predominant fan base here are the Steelers.
Oh, really? I never would have guessed the Steelers.
No, they are the Steelers, and
I would have guessed the 49ers or Raiders.
No. Here in Mexico, the Steelers and the Cowboys are head to head. They are the mostly predominant fan base here in Mexico. There are some Patriots fan, and there are Packers fans, and then the 49ers fans are also. And we are the Rams fan. We are not that big. We have here a club here in Mexico and in Latin America. In Latin America, we have a club that it's in Facebook club that name is Carneros Latinos. Carnero means ram. And here in Mexico, we have a fan base loyal to the soil.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I guess it makes sense, Steelers, Cowboys, and Patriots, because they just latch on. All three of those franchises have had really nice runs, so it's understandable. What's the name of that club again? Carnero? How do you say that?
Carneros Latinos.
Okay. I'll go look that up. So I guess claim ignorance on my part. I have no idea. I mean, Sunday tickets available to you just like it is to us. And do they have? Are some of the games transcribed, or do they have Spanish speaking announcers on every one of the games?
Both of them. You can watch it. You can watch the games whenever you like.
No, when I say transcribed, I mean do they have Spanish speaking announcers for every game? Oh, they do. Okay, didn't know that either.
Yeah, the NFL it's growing here. Well, it grew from the 70s, and there is a big fan base. Outside the United States, I think Mexico it's the biggest fan base of all.
Oh, okay. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, it's such close proximity to, some of the teams, the Saints, the Cowboys, the Texans, Chargers, Rams, all not really that far away. So do you have plans to come to a game this year yet, or you're waiting for the schedule, obviously,
We're
but
waiting next week. Waiting for
right,
next
the
week.
15th, yeah. And then you're gonna, what do you do? Just do you pick a game based on the opponent or the time of year, or just what's convenient, or is there a team you want to see? I'd avoid those 49er games.
Yeah, I do. They always that game is suffering. That game,
Yeah.
I'm suffering. I do not enjoy that game.
Yeah, the thing with a lot of people don't understand, a lot of commentators and people that like to bang on a keyboard a lot. There are a lot of 49er fans that live in LA because of the void, number one, that the Rams created by moving to St. Louis, and because of the success the 49ers have had. I mean, you can run across a lot of Dodger fans that are also 49er fans. And so hopefully the Rams' success will change that. It's not so much as, there's a contingent of 49er fans that come down just because they can, but there are just a lot of 49er fans in the LA area, and it's just something the Rams are going to have to slowly change, especially with the younger generations. And I think it's starting to happen because these Ram teams are so likable.
Yes, and they have to be successful
Right.
for that. Little kids, they always like the winners.
Right.
So that's the recipe for rejuvenating our fan base.
Yeah, and I think we have everything in place to potentially do that. And this will be the year. I'm hoping this will be the year that we split or maybe even sweep the 49ers. We could only hope, right? And we have the people. How do you feel about the Rams team right now?
I think they improved, even though they lost AD. They improved. Yeah, our defense is better. The offense, I think, it got a little better, but from last year. But it improved from the defense. It's way better. One thing I know what I think that they are going to run the ball. They
Right.
are going to run the ball. They upgrade the offensive line, and they got this Cody Parkinson.
Right, Colby
guy.
Parkinson, the tight end.
Yep.
He's a beast in the run game.
Yep. They are going to run. It's
And then
going to be different this year.
And then they drafted a running back much earlier than I thought they would. And I don't know if it was Les Snead or someone was saying that maybe it was Kyron Williams. Someone was saying, I just read it the other day, I can't remember who wrote it, that a 17-game season, potentially an 18-game season down the road, they need two of them. They need two of those guys. And Blake Corum looks like, as my son said, you're watching Kyron Williams film. You're watching Blake Corum film. You squint a little bit and you think you're watching Kyron Williams. They're so similar. And I'm really excited. And that, like you referenced the offensive line, these guys are going to punish people. They're that type of offensive line.
They're bigger and they are maulers.
Yeah. And the defense, it's really funny because Aaron Donald, I was crushed when I heard that, and I slowly came to grips with it. But I look at this defense right now, and we obviously are worse in one very big way, but just about everywhere else, I think we're better.
Yes, special teams and defense, they're better. They
Yeah.
were way better.
Yeah, Cameron Curl and now the rookie Cam Kinchins potentially are starting safeties.
Yes.
And then we bring in Trey White and Darius Williams, and we still have two guys that played a lot last year, Durant and Kendrick, and then the edge rusher Verse and Braden Fisk. Those two guys really impressed. I mean, all these guys got to do it on the field, but
and let's hope the rookies from last year, the Kobe Turner and
Right.
Luka, they don't have sophomore slumps, and they can perform minimum as good as they did last year.
Yeah. I'm really hopeful. And I think another thing that we probably need to talk about more on the pod is, and in the roundtable is, the coaching hires they've added. They have a very young staff, but they've sprinkled in some really experienced coaches at different position groups that are really going to help, I think. So I feel good about that. Chris Shula has a wise man in his ear. The special teams coach, I don't have the names in front of me. They brought in a guy to help him as well, and obviously our special teams needs all the help they can get. I think the kicker from Stanford is going to be a big addition as well. How did you feel about us drafting a kicker? Kind of like a split opinion. I think a lot of people were opposed to drafting a kicker until we do.
Okay, drafting a kicker, it has been something that has not been well received by many fans. But last time the Rams drafted one of the best kickers that have ever had been by the Rams, it was drafted by them. It was Greg the Leg. He was drafted.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah, I think it's a situation where you have, at that point, they have 10 draft picks. They had given up one. And, you're in the 6th round, and you can hope this guy's going to come in as an undrafted free agent, but just lock him up in the 6th or 7th round. And he might have been there in the 7th. Well, who knows? But I was happy. Early on in our mock drafts, I was leaning towards Cardi. And then the consensus seemed to be, no, don't draft a kicker. Don't draft a kicker. And then when he did, everybody's pretty happy with that pick, though, I think.
Yes. Last year, we lost the Steeler game because of the kicker.
Yeah.
That game should have been won.
Yeah, and there was a lot of situations, if you go back and look at it, where I think, the play calling was affected by the fact we didn't have a kicker. And so when that really hamstrings a coach, he's got to be thinking, oh, man, if I had Greg the Leg, this is what I do. But I don't. Or even yes. Matt Gay. Matt Gay was pretty solid too.
Yes.
Okay. Anything you wanted to talk about? Anything else you wanted to share with us that I might have missed from you Ram fans down there in Mexico?
Well, depends on the schedule. We were hoping for more primetime games, and we want to see the Rams more run the ball. To run the ball, it can be a strategy that can change the game, the nature of the game, because they are so pass happy. They make them so predictable.
Yeah, you sound like you're echoing, Paul and Ian. I don't know if you've heard them on the roundtable. Yes. They feel the same way strongly. And I think sometimes McVay just can't resist himself. He just cannot. And I think the other thing it'll do is it'll preserve Matthew Stafford. The less, the lowers the probability of him getting smacked around. And if we reduce his dropbacks by 7 or 8 a game, that's good for his health.
Every time I see an empty backfield set formation, it gives me the creeps.
Yeah, I've never really been a big fan of that either, because it more. I mean, you can still run screens and stuff, but I think it requires the defensive line especially to focus a little bit more on getting to the quarterback, obviously. But yeah, I never really got that either. But I'm not really as an X and O guy as much as Ian and Paul are. I lean on them a lot. I'll have to ask them that question. I don't know if we've ever discussed that explicitly, how they feel about an empty backfield. We probably have at some point. Well, good stuff, Ernesto. Man, I'm going to start. I've been trying to get more people to jump on. It's kind of interesting. I mean, I have 5 or 6 people I collaborate with on a regular basis. now I have you from Mexico. I don't know if you know Peo Time. I've had him on a couple of times. He's from Canada, big time Ram fan. And then Paul's an East Coast guy. So it's kind of neat. There are Ram fans spread out across the country and across the world. And if I can get some of those guys on, I think it's really interesting, really intriguing to hear international perspectives even. It's kind of neat. Just a nice change. It's been good having you.
Well, thank you for the invitation. I've been a very good, great fan of your podcast, and I'm really pleased for the invitation and to collaborate here with you.
Yeah, and maybe we'll touch base when you find out what game you're going to. Let me know. Maybe we can do something before the game, after the game. Maybe I'll be in the area. And Ian Martinez, he goes to a lot of the home games. I'll maybe get you guys linked up. You can have lunch or something. He's a really good guy. Yeah.
Or maybe even grab a beer.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so definitely reach out to us. When you get your tickets in hand, reach out to me, let me know, and we'll start trying to fiddle around with my schedule and see if we can do something.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks a lot, Ernesto. Ernesto from Puebla, Mexico, joining us. A new series here. Hopefully, Ram fans from all over the place. Thanks a lot, Ernesto.
Thank you.
That's going to do it for this episode. Remember, you can reach us at ramsuppodcast@gmail.com. And don't forget about our YouTube channel. Our handle is at laramsup.com. Till next time, keep the horns up, stay safe, and have fun out there.